CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.
We are back here in studio again, the Wednesday edition of Ekse, and we are sitting with the comedian behind Fridays with Saki. I'm so excited to find out a little bit more. You know, what is the comedy journey like? What does it take to be like, I'm going to record myself, I'm going to put myself out there? Because I think as presenters, we also know it's a little scary sometimes.
It is. It's not as easy as people think.
Yes.
Getting started with anything is actually scary. So we commend everybody that's doing their thing out there. And if you want to be part of the show, all you have to do is email us at capetowntv.org. Now uzoza apa, and we'll shine a light on you.
So, what are you feeling right now? Nervous? Good? Excited? All the things.
Yeah.
Mixed emotions, but I'm not nervous. Yeah.
You're not nervous?
No, I'm not.
Here's the thing with social media. There are people that you follow and the people that you come across. And then as you consume their content, you feel like you know them.
Yes.
So when I saw Usaki and I walked in, it felt like Ekse Kulena info to be the last one. And then I had to realize, but no, man. I actually see him on the social like because I started greeting him like I know him. Let's talk about the comedy. Let's talk about the videos.
So I started comedy, I think, in 2019. It was just from a point of frustration, man. You know, going to work and back, and then you have nothing to do. And you know, people always say, hey, we are Shekisa, you are so funny, man. Why don't you try this thing? Then one day I decided, let me take my phone and record myself and just post it on Facebook. And then the reception was good. So I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. So I started doing these videos on Fridays because I didn't want pressure. You know, like people expecting videos every day. So I started doing it on Fridays. Then a friend of mine was like, why don't you just call these Fridays with Saki? Then that's where the name came. And then, yeah, that's how I started. Yep.
And the style of comedy is quite interesting to me because a lot of people, when they skits maybe, or they record themselves on stage. But when your style of comedy is just telling a story, things that we actually talk about in our daily lives. For instance, the car that was trending the other day, or maybe a relationship you have with a girlfriend that sometimes she gets moody, all she needs is wings. What can you do? No angle there.
Because I'm an observant person.
Yeah.
Well, so, you know, in comedy you get one-liners. You know, people will tell you I'm like Jacob Zuma because I care Mshinwam or whatever. I'm not gifted in that way. I think I'm a storyteller. And my comedy comes from real life experiences and observing the guy around me. And I turn all those things into a story and make it funny. That's why when you listen to every video that I make, you will relate like, actually, he's right, you know, because I talk about things that we all go through, but from a comedic perspective, you see. So,
Which I think makes all these topics easy, you know, when there's a funny angle, it makes you like, oh, okay, this isn't stressing me out. So I want to know for you as a content creator and as a comedian, how much prep work goes into it? Do you whip out your phone and say, you know, guys, this is what I'm talking about today? Or do you actually think about it through the week, like, what am I going to tell everybody on Friday?
it's funny because most times I just, you know, I could be sitting right here, right now, and I look at someone and I think of something and then I record it on my phone.
Yeah.
Depending on what day it is, then I will keep it on my phone until Friday. Sometimes I just decide I will post it. Sometimes it's things, you know, I've experienced and, you know, then I just record that and I post. But most times I really think of something on the spot and then I record it and post it. So, yeah.
The videos are quite popular on Facebook. One of my favorite videos of yours is when you're talking about your girlfriend and how you are the man of the house and then you won't take anything from her. She needs to listen to you. And then the minute she walks in, all of that just goes out the window. You're submissive. Now that was so funny when I came across that. A band that consume all of this. And then when they see you in person, what is their reaction?
You know, people, when they see me, they want me to repeat all these things they say in these videos. And I'm like, when you see a teacher in the streets, you don't walk to them and say, they must teach you math or whatever, you know? It's because this is like work to me. Like you are a presenter. Imagine
Yeah.
you're walking in Century City
Present
or
us
whatever.
now, yeah.
You see, so people always expect me to say all these things they say on these videos, and I'm like, nah, man, I can't. But with some, maybe depending on the mood as well.
I only asked that question because I was expecting out in since he got here, he kept to himself, he's reserved. I was actually expecting, usually comedians, are bubbly, they're outgoing, they just have jokes coming to them.
Nah, I'm actually a very reserved person, as
Yeah.
you're saying. I'm very shy.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm very shy. I'm only open to people that I know,
Yeah.
But if it's people I'm not familiar with, I just keep to myself, man.
But there's a lesson in that as well. Don't judge a book by its cover. And often, you're touching on something like when you're comfortable with people, then you're yourself. And I'm just giggling to myself about, when people, I know a few comedians, and when people find out they're a comedian, they're like, tell a joke.
Yeah.
Tell a joke now. And it's like, what? Knock, knock. Like, what do you want to hear? What would you say is the toughest part of coming up with stories or being vulnerable and getting laughs from people?
Comedy is, I would say it's a risky craft because you don't really know how people are going to receive what you have to say. Sometimes the jokes you make about things that people are going through, Sometimes you come up with jokes about weight, but
Sensitive topics.
you see it's sensitive topic. So that's risky because you might offend certain people, but it's all worth it because you have to try your material out, and I guess you'll see it as you go because you can't keep all this content to yourself and think that people are not, because there are certain things that you would expect people to be upset about, but you realize that actually they are laughing about all these things because it's experiences we all go through. Yeah.
For the people that haven't seen your videos, where can they find them on social media?
On Facebook, I have a page. It's Fridays with Saki. Saki is SAAKEY. And also on YouTube, it's the same name. And then on Instagram, it's Sakumzi Saki. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through. I really was expecting to laugh, but you already explained that. Abantu, because I'm a comedian, I don't carry jokes in my pocket. But I appreciate you joining us. Hopefully, one of these days, when I come back and perform, yeah?
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
While we're speaking of performances, we do have a performer on standby, Buddha Steve. He's going to blaze us with another traditional trapper song. So please, homeboy, take it away.
Zozela kuti tendelela ntina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninza bajongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Zozela kuti tendelela ntina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninza bajongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Zozela kuti tendelela ntina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninza bajongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Makuqhuma impepho kuze khanye indaba ndikumxhosa kaloku ndiyayimela inamba Ngitshela amajita amacheri ndicela nixole amajita ibingekho icana I really know ndiyitrete kasi ngicela uxolo ningandibethi inqana Uzoba ringa ulwazi ukuba nditholakale cause andikwazi uringa kwesi stoko esidala I remember ndiringa usekho kuba si-on sifaye semahobini sobamba impolo Zafika imidi zamajita si-on aqumba amajita sefuna undiqoba Zozela kuthi thethelela thina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninzi abasijongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Zozela kuthi thethelela thina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninzi abasijongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Zozela kuthi thethelela thina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninzi abasijongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha I'm tired of niggas be calculating on my moves when they see me, I'm elevating. Now they see me on screen till they started hating. I wait on my cheek, it's my dream I'm chasing. Especially spanning their mailing machine. And call my news and bony vision. I had a lot of people on my corner, and they think I never buy a bony vision. Had to pick it up and take it easy. Because you no cars I can't beat and walk shoot you every time I scoop hitting. I'm a chita man, it's a funny feature. Zozela kuti thethelela thina kulomculo sizengo zokhanda Aninzi abasijongele manje kulomculo kama kuthina sizoqasha Dlozila kuthi ithethelela thina kulo mculo size ngosophanda Baninzi abasijongele phansi kulo mculo qama kuthina sizoqasha Dlozila kuthi ithethelela thina kulo mculo size ngosophanda Baninzi abasijongele phansi kulo mculo qama kuthina sizoqasha
Big shout out to Steve, we're talking about